Hello everyone, welcome to Mind Garbage. My name is Eric Myers. If you didn't know, Mind Garbage is a weekly talk show that comes around every 2 days, about Monday and Friday-ish, whatever. Sorry, coffee burp. And I talk about whatever I want, whether it be video games or movies or comics or TV. Really, whatever I want to talk about. Seriously, whatever I want to talk about. Yeah. So this week, or today I should say, I keep trying to stop saying this week, and I actually want to say today, because it makes more sense. Because there's 2 videos per week, it doesn't really make sense for me to be like this week, unless I'm saying today this week. I don't know, whatever, doesn't matter. Today, I want to talk to you guys about a game that's coming out in a little bit in the future called Nioh. Now, where to start with this game? Because if you didn't play the demo that came out last week, you missed out, and I'm going to tell you why this game should be on your radar, because this game is pretty cool. So, this is a game that's been in development for a really, really long time. I believe, I could be wrong, so don't quote me, but that this game has been in development and was supposed to be not necessarily a launch, but around the same time when the PS3 came out, and we're like halfway or so into the PS4's life cycle. So this game has been incubating for a really, really long time, and it kind of got re-revealed, I believe, last year or the year before, maybe, like kind of where they're like showing it off, really. My first experiencing it was at PSX last year, and that was interesting for me because I've never really been to like a conference, sort of. So to actually like go to like a Sony conference and see it, I had absolutely no idea what the hell was going on. It looked very Dark Souls-ish, and that's kind of what this game is, but it's Dark Souls-ish enough, and that's what makes it really unique and different, I feel like. It does everything that you would expect a Dark Souls game to do, like that style of that gameplay loop, but it does it different enough to where it's like it's its own thing and it's really cool. So for instance, the game starts out, and at least what I've played, you wash up onto the shore of the like island, and you're kind of just trying to piece things together, and that's something I really like. It's very ambiguous. You just have to go and figure out what's happening. And to give you an idea of how like tough this game is, I didn't have any armor, and I washed up, and I think I had a sword on me. If I remember correctly, you start out, you get like a sword. I went over to an enemy, walked up to him, and I kind of just like, I wasn't expecting it, and he charged me and hit me, and I mean, it literally took out all my health, and I had like a sliver, like that much left of health on a bar, probably around this big or so yeah. But yeah, so the game is like, it's tough, and if you have experience like with Dark Souls, or the Dark Souls series or Bloodborne or anything, you should be able to probably jump into this pretty easy. For the most part, I never really played any of the Dark Souls games. I still haven't actually played a proper Dark Souls. I just played and beat Bloodborne and was completely enamored with that game. And if you haven't played it, that's a game that you should go and play. So I'm speaking from that perspective as someone that has played Bloodborne, is going to pick up Dark Souls 3, but I've got so much other stuff to be playing and watching and doing that I haven't gotten around to it. I'm trying to beat Alienation so that I can really talk about that. Then Uncharted 4 comes out technically tomorrow. Oh my goodness, I'll have something for that. But sorry, I am so scatterbrained right now. But the thing that I really like about the loop is that it is, I would say, unabashedly a Dark Souls, but it is different enough in that the whole time when playing this, I felt like I was thinking more and more about just the character and the eeriness of the world. And granted, Dark Souls is very like, the design of that series is like super eerie. When you're walking around the world that you're in. And granted, I don't yell at me, I'm not a Dark Souls expert, but it is creepy. But this is like a different kind of creepy. Probably because it is very much rooted in, it's a samurai game, so it's very Japanese. What I really, really enjoy is the combat in the game. It feels like very hack and slash, but not just kind of like, press square a bunch of times, press triangle, you can mix and match and do combos, and you can do that. but it's much more like focused, which I really enjoyed. So it takes this like the loop of Dark Souls, which is sort of like, you go around, you see an area, you want to get to this area, and I mean it is like, I keep calling it around Dark Souls because that's the thing that I have as a parallel to it, where you know I go around. There's the place that you have like a shrine that would be like where your spawning point is, and you look up. I look to my left and go around, and you see a ladder. I'm like, oh, I want to get up to that ladder. I don't know how. And to do that, you have to go around and you go up, and that opens up a shortcut for you. And the interesting thing about this game is that I kept finding is that I would get beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten and just killed over and over again because I mean, the thing that is so interesting about this is that you can barely take on like two people. Granted, I'm not very good at video games. I kind of suck. But that's the impression that I got for me, is that this is like a pretty difficult game. But it was that sort of like, I know I can do this. And you upgrade and there's so much just weapons and armor. And it's constant of like, you constantly are finding new and better. Oh my goodness, excuse me. I'm sorry. 1 second. Very unprofessional, sorry. But you're constantly finding new and better weapons, new and better armor, and they all have these different stats. And, like most games, of course, you wear more armor, you are protected, but you are less fast. So when you do like a roll or a dodge or anything like that, it gets into that. The one thing that I can say about this game is that, and I'm assuming it's it was a stress test sort of thing that I hope gets fixed, is that, and that I just didn't really like, is that locking on, like in Dark Souls or Bloodborne, when you lock onto an enemy, you are locked onto that enemy, and you move the camera and the camera goes around with you. Like, so like say if here's an enemy or whatever, just trying to make sure you can see that. Here's an enemy, here's me, the camera goes with you around like this, Whereas in this, I would be moving, here's the enemy again, sorry, I'm using my hands, but whatever. Here's the enemy, here's you, and then you go around, and while you're going like this, the camera is just kind of staying right here. And so it was this weird, like, getting used to a different play style. One thing that is an interesting element that it brings into that I don't know if is really in the Dark Souls games, but I thought was really interesting, was that you will go around and you'll see these like graves. And basically what that is that you can fight the people that have, that were playing in this beta. You could fight those people that had died right there, and it says, they were killed by this guy or whatever, this level, and then it'll have like a gear indicator. So like you could fight, and they are you are fighting people that are like you, so they move like you. And I only did it a couple times. So that was an interesting element that I thought was like, okay, this is kind of cool, like, and it levels up with you. So it's not like you go up and you can just destroy and wreck a level 1 enemy. It levels up with you, which is cool because it's not, not just used for farming, and so that way you're not just killing a level 1 guy and you get totally crappy gear, which is something cool and interesting that I like. One of the things that was cool about the way they did this is that they, gave it to where you're like, oh, if you play this and beat it, then you will get, free DLC later. And I didn't beat it. I got to it kind of late. My buddy who was just playing Bloodborne told me, like, you need to check this out. It's awesome. So I downloaded it and checked it out Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and probably yesterday or so. And I really, really enjoyed it. And so I would like you guys to please, look into that game a little bit more, especially if you are a Dark Souls fan or just a fan of that style of game, because it is the same concept. You kill people and you upgrade. You get, the currency, I think it's like called koi or whatever, and you upgrade your character. You are leveling up your character. So then you go to those, areas that it's like this progression where it's like, and this is the thing that I loved about the loop so much, and that, is very present in like these types of games, is that anytime that I was getting just totally stomped on, totally destroyed and killed and everything, and I was getting kind of mad and be like, this is frustrating, I'm upset, I want to go cry and sit in a hole and dig myself in the hole and cry in the hole, do all sorts of things in the hole. And I just reached this point where I was upset, and then I thought, I guess I'm doing it again, because it's this like loop of satisfaction that when you overcome it, it's like, oh my god, this is awesome. I did something, really cool. It, sorry, hit my pop filter mic thingy. But yeah, I hope you give the game a chance when it comes out. I am hoping it comes out around relatively soon-ish, because the game is just really cool, and I cannot wait to delve into it. And the fact that it's based in, samurai and ninjas and that sort of stuff just makes it even cooler to me. And I think on that note, I'll end the video. But thank you for watching. If you would like, you can follow me on Twitter at EricMyers93, link down below. Subscribe to this channel, like the video, share it with your friends, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.